Hi, and welcome to Cenario, your partner in mental wellness. Here on our channel, we share educational, insightful, and science-backed content to help you understand your mental health and take meaningful steps toward a more balanced life. If you're ready to learn, grow, and take control of your wellness journey, let's jump right in.
You know, after a serious accident, we tend to focus on the injuries you can see, right? The broken bones, the scars, the whole physical recovery process. But what about the injuries that no one else can see? The ones that kind of change who you are on the inside? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into. Because honestly, sometimes the deepest, most profound damage isn't to your body at all. It's to your spirit. It's that feeling of being disconnected, like the joy you used to find in just everyday life has started to fade. And if you felt it, you know just how real it is. So what really happens when the ability to enjoy your life is just taken from you? When your hobbies, your relationships, your passions, they all suddenly feel so far away, almost impossible to reach? Today, we're going to break down exactly what the law calls loss of enjoyment of life. And here's the crucial thing you need to know. You are not alone in feeling this way. And the legal system, it actually recognizes this invisible suffering. It has a name, it has a definition, and it acknowledges that this kind of loss is a serious, very real harm. So let's put a name to this feeling. Because just having the words to describe what you or someone you love is going through, well, that can be the very first step toward feeling understood. All right, so the official legal term is loss of enjoyment of life, and its definition is pretty direct. It's the inability to do the things that once made you, you. And look, this isn't just about missing a hobby. It could be not being able to garden anymore, or play guitar, or something as basic and vital as being able to pick up and play with your own kids. A lot of the time, this loss of enjoyment goes hand in hand with this really profound emotional numbness. It's not really sadness or anger, it's the absence of feeling. It's like the color has been drained from your world, leaving you feeling like a spectator in your own life, just a shell of the person you used to be. And this isn't just some vague, it's all in your head feeling. It stems from very real causes. The trauma from the accident itself, the constant grind of severe pain, or even something like a traumatic brain injury. These can all directly lead to that emotional shutdown. So if this injury is invisible, how in the world does the law account for it? Well, it does so by putting this kind of loss into a very specific category. In a personal injury case, the law basically sees two kinds of damages. On one side, you've got economic damages. That's all the stuff you can put a receipt on, right? Medical bills, lost wages, therapy costs. But on the other side, you have non-economic damages. These are the human losses, and they're valued because the law gets that a full life is so much more than a paycheck. It includes things like emotional pain, mental anguish, and yep, right there at the bottom, the loss of enjoyment of life. Okay, but this brings up the big question, right? How do you prove something you can't see? How do you actually show the weight of an absence? The answer is you have to tell a very, very human story. Think about it like this. A gymnast with a major spinal cord injury hasn't just lost her ability to move. She's lost her passion, her career, a huge part of her identity. The story isn't just about what she can't do anymore. It's about who she can no longer be. Or what about this one? A father who's in chronic pain after an accident. He's not just dealing with the physical hurt. He's lost the simple joy of being able to get down on the floor and play with his kids like he used to. That is a huge loss, and it ripples through the whole family. And it stretches out into our communities, too. Imagine a retired teacher, always active and social, who becomes withdrawn and anxious after a bad fall. She hasn't just lost her mobility. She's lost her social lifeline, her sense of purpose. See? This is how you make the invisible visible. You show the real-life impact it has on a person's entire world. So to build a case, lawyers create this really vivid before and after picture of a person's life. And it's not just one piece of evidence. It's more like a mosaic. It'll include expert evaluations that diagnose the emotional distress, and then combine that with deeply personal stories from things like journals. And it's all supported by statements from friends and family who can talk about the changes they've seen firsthand. Every single piece helps paint that picture of what life was like and what's been lost. Okay, so understanding all of this is one thing, but what do you actually do about it? Let's talk about the path forward, because this isn't just about legal jargon, it's about getting back a sense of control over your own life. The first step is usually just a conversation. And let's be clear, seeking legal advice isn't about being aggressive. It's about advocating for yourself. It's about understanding your rights and exploring the options you have to reclaim the stability and the dignity that the accident took from you. And that first conversation, it really doesn't have to be intimidating. A consultation is just a structured way to review your situation. A lawyer will help you figure out if these kinds of damages apply to your case. They'll explain how this sort of emotional distress is documented, and they'll walk you through what the next steps could look like. It's really just about getting clarity. When you boil it all down, this is the most important thing to remember. Your recovery is not just about healing your body, your emotional well-being, your ability to feel joy, your sense of fulfillment. They are just as vital. They matter, and they are absolutely worth fighting for. So I want to leave you with this question. If your recovery is so much more than just physical, isn't that part of you, the part that experiences joy, worth fighting for? Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for watching Cenario. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. For personalized mental wellness supplements, visit Cenario.com. See you in the next one.